Howdy folks. So in the last video we considered what it would look like to set up a RefWorks library, which is the recommended software from our colleagues in the library. Now I want to walk you through a couple of ways of adding citations into your bibliography from outside of RefWorks. So let's start off with, let's say you find an article, an open access article. In this case, I've gone to the PLOS One website, which I know is an open access journal. And let's say I was really interested in this paper, Informal Urban Green Space. Okay, that's something I'd like to read. Here's the abstract. I could download the PDF. If I download the PDF, it should look something like this, which is great. I'm really excited about this paper. I want to cite it in my bibliography. I want to keep this paper. So we can certainly save the PDF onto your computer. But what's really cool is we can also download the citation for this particular paper. To do that, we're simply going to go on the drop-down menu and click Citation. So right next to Download PDF is Download Citation. And here's the format that the citation is going to look like. Informal green spaces. It's going to have the authors, the DOI, everything I need. What's cool here is that you can get it in a couple of different formats, and you'll see that this RIS extension is compatible with RefWorks. So let's go ahead and download that by simply clicking on that hyperlink. And now we have an RIS file that has been downloaded or placed into my downloads folder. All I have to do now is go to RefWorks, and let's see if I can add it. Import reference, import from RefWorks, Mendeley, or an RIS file. And then all I'm going to do is drop the file, that RIS extension file, which is down here, into this box. Abbott Labs, you've selected this. I think this is an RIS format. Cool. Import. We can assign it to a folder. If we wanted to, let's say urban green space, and import. And now we can go to all of our references and see if we can find that citation. And here it is, Informal Urban Green Space. Now the citation, you can treat it just like the ones we discussed in the other video. We can look at it, we can edit it, we can scroll down. We can add our notes. This paper rocks. Save. And now those notes are stored in there. So all the same good stuff that we went over in the last video can be done here now to the citation. Let's find another way here to download some citations. This time, let's go to Google Scholar. I'm a fan of Google Scholar. I know it sounded like some of the folks in the library might not be, but I use it all the time. Let's say I wanted to do a little bit of research on urban agriculture and food security. That sounds like a great thing. Couple of tricks with Google Scholar. One of the first things that's going to come up is urban agriculture and food security. This looks like a peer-reviewed journal. We can see it's cited by over 288 citations. There's 5 versions on it. If we look at all 5 versions, this is where they're stored online. So some of it is in the EPA website, others are in the journal itself. So let's go ahead and go to that journal itself. This seems to be in the Journal of Global Food Security. So I'm going to click on the link, and looks like I can access this through Lawrence University, which is great. I should be able to get a copy of this either through interlibrary loan or directly from our library resources. And what's neat here is we're going to do the same thing that we did with that open access journal, but we might not have the full article. So if I determine that, actually this one is a pretty good example because this one seems to have the whole paper downloaded, so we can download that whole paper. Let's see. Or we can go ahead and do the cite. So this is the same thing as download that citation. Cite. Save to RefWorks or export citation to RIS. Let's try the Save to RefWorks link and see what happens. All right, so it opens it right up in my RefWorks. I don't have to download that RIS file, which is really nice. I can select it into a project. I can select it into a folder and simply import it. It'll take a couple of seconds here. Go to my references, and now here is reference number 7, urban agriculture and food security. Brilliant. So those are a couple of ways to work directly with journal articles where you find them online, and then ultimately add them back into RefWorks, which is a pretty nifty trick. I want to go back to that Google Scholar page, because I want to point out one quick thing. Everybody see this second article here, Urban Agriculture, Poverty, and Food Security. Next to it, you're going to see this link that has a PDF version of it. This is another way to access articles that may not be open access, but may have a digital copy floating out there somewhere in the world. Now, let's say I found the paper, and I wanted to install this paper or cite this paper by downloading it and importing it directly into RefWorks. I'll show you what that looks like here. We're going to go ahead and download the paper. And we'll see poverty security. Just for today's purposes, I'm just going to put it in my desktop. Now it's been downloaded, which is great. I can now go to RefWorks itself and click Add, Upload Document. So this is the full document itself. And here's the PDF that I just downloaded, Poverty and Security. Hit Open, and it'll start to upload the actual PDF. What RefWorks then does is it starts to scan the PDF for things like titles, authors, DOIs, essentially everything you would need for a full citation. I want to point out that this is going to be a little bit messier. You're still going to have to edit a few things because the program itself isn't going to pick up everything. So you want to be careful when adding your citations this way. Let's see. Okay, looks like it did a pretty good job. It's got the date, the authors, and then the title. What's really cool about doing it this way is that you can actually see the entire paper that we've just uploaded into RefWorks. It has the PDF actually saved and associated with the citation. So if I hit read, you'll see that I can read the entire PDF right there, right in RefWorks, which is kind of nice. Let's go back to it. And judging from this particular example, it looks pretty good. It looks like we have all the information we need to create an effective bibliography. All right, just to one more time review and synthesize what we've done here. We've uploaded papers directly into RefWorks. We have downloaded citations using the RIS format, or downloaded citations by exporting directly into RefWorks. And finally, the one last thing I want to do is actually go to our library website here and look at downloading references from our library site. All right, folks, so to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to start off at our library website, and we're going to use the OneSearch tool, which is going to search all of those databases. It's going to search that library catalog, and it's going to help us find sources this way. So let's say we wanted to look at a search of urban green space and rabbits. Submit our search, and then we can come across any papers that have those particular associations. So here's an article called Tick Infestation of Birds Across a Gradient of Urbanization Intensity in the United States Great Plains. Let's say that this was a paper that we were interested in getting. We can click on Get PDF. I'm going to open that in a new tab. And here's the paper itself. Here in this case, we can upload our reference just the same way we did the previous paper. But if you didn't want to upload it by just simply dragging that PDF into RefWorks, we can also click on our links here and we'll see that RefWorks itself is an option. You can also export an RIS file, and I've shown you guys how to do that. But let's say we wanted to download right into RefWorks, going into our capstone and urban green space folder, import, and now it's going to go ahead and bring that citation into RefWorks itself. All right, and there it is. That 2022 paper on tick infestation is now part of my library. So let's say I've built a library here and I'm really happy with the way it's going. It's looking really good. Just a really quick synthesis here. We can create a bibliography. We can select our citation style and it gives us a reference of what that's going to look like here. If we did the APA 7th no case changes, you can see that everything here seems to be arranged alphabetically and then by year. Abstracts are present, but if you change your style here and just say APA, and let's do APA basic. Here is a case where the abstract, for example, has been excluded out. So if you didn't want to save the abstract, you can just copy this to clipboard and bring this into Word to make your annotations. It's a nice, simple way of organizing your bibliographies and organizing your papers into different folders, getting access to those citations in a very straightforward way. Hopefully this helps import some of your references into your annotated bibliography using RefWorks. There are many, many tools out there, including Mendeley, which is what I personally use, but I recommend you folks stick to RefWorks as it is a tool that you'll have access to even after you leave Lawrence. All right, that's all I got for you folks. Cheers and good luck in those literature searches.